Konnichiwa, Kyoto. Another episode of our story where we get to see what happens when those with karmic debt manage to crawl their way back out of hell. Tonight, we will begin watching the story of Ryousuke, who has crawled out from Yami-wan and cast off the conservative, restrictive life of his mortal life and is now indulging himself upon the vibrant energy of Yang with the thrashing dragons. This particular night, Akoma is heading out into the city looking to stir up a little bit of trouble to enjoy a little bit of what the seedier part of life can offer a predator as he. So, Akoma, tell us how you'd go about your evening in trying to find this activity.
Well, firstly, Okoma would be really excited and nervous and just a whole bundle of emotions. Just the whole aspect of not being in traditional his traditional monk garbs, not being modest at all. So he would probably go out and actually the whole act of just spending money for something that he actually wants. So his whole outfit would be very clashing. So bright, vibrant colors that probably he probably looks like a fashion offense walking down the street, but he doesn't care. So he bleaches his hair the traditional ponytail, very he's ditched it. He has bleached his hair platinum blonde, and he is walking down the street, and he is essentially looking for the seediest place he can find, essentially a fight club of sorts where he can just go out, and he's searching for not really an equal, just the sensation of doing something that he hasn't done, actually fighting for enjoyment. And he's curious about it. He wants to see what indulgement really is.
Okay. Make a wit streetwise roll, difficulty 7, to kind of guesstimate whereabouts you're going to have to start looking to find such a underground fighting kind of spot.
Okay. Waiting for my dice stream.
No worries.
Uh, 1 success looks like.
Okay. So you go about, you can find some spots that look pretty run down. Kyoto is set up with various different districts in the city proper. Large cities in the States would call them boroughs, but they're not really the same. They're almost like mini cities within the city. But there's a big strip basically where some of the older parts of the city, and then there's the industrial big skyscraper section, and there's a strip down that is kind of a combination of tourist as well as where you will find where old and new clash, that you have these more sketchier places. The respectable bars and clubs are in one side or the other. This strip is where you've got the more questionable, where you're going to find women and men and drugs and all these other kind of activities that are less than legal, but manage to keep themselves profitable at the same time.
If the storyteller will allow it, since he has never indulged in a any type of vice, um, can you roll a fate dice to see what he tries for the first time?
Yeah, for sure. Let's take a look. See here. Well, actually, make a perception streetwise roll. Difficulty 6 because of the area. And if you've not indulged in vice outside of your training, I think with your looking at your character sheet here, I know exactly what you're going to go for.
It looks like exactly one success.
Okay. Then the other question will be whether you can afford it. So
Goodness.
make a resource roll, just the one dice there, and let's see what quality you're going to get here.
Terrible.
All right. So you're not really that good at managing money. So you're not really sure how much things cost. So you see some individuals selling themselves on the street. You're thinking the first few that you kind of start chatting up sounds like they're asking for a lot of money. So you're not really sure if you can afford that, even though it's really something that's bugging you in the back of your mind. But farther down the street, you find some that are a little bit less well off, a little bit more desperate for funds, that are willing to negotiate into your price range. And you are able to avail yourself of a gender of his choice, depending upon how different that he wants to try. But you've got
Uh,
probably half an hour for very low funds, very low quality,
shit.
and probably are lucky that you're not permanently yang imbalanced.
Okay. Let's see what he tries for the first time. Oh, wow. Looks like he slept with a man.
All
Gotcha.
right, go going crazy there. Where if you're gonna try strange, let's try really strange. So go from your cloistered monk upbringing to let's first time I try a prostitute, let's go for a dude.
Apparently.
And as I said, without being yang imbalanced, you don't have to worry about catching anything or spreading anything. But as you develop that aspect of yourself, that will become a risk later on.
Fair enough.
Uh, but
Totally
yeah.
down for even the storyteller something to fuck with me about.
So yeah, he's willing to. I mean, he can't afford a lot, so basically, until you either say you're bored or he is depleted, whatever the one act ends up being. And be at full chi. So do you choose to feed on him while you're interacting?
Sure.
Okay. Would you like to roll? Let me just check here because you will need fangs for that. So roll your Poe. Difficulty for you is 6.
Hmm. My Poe is.
I believe it's 3.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. So at the cost of 1 point of your demon chi, you're able to grow the things required to feed off of his chi. How much do you wish to take in this activity? It is very easy for you to feed off of yang chi, because he would be probably a little bit euphoric, most likely drug induced, but
We'll just say 2.
2. Okay.
Yeah.
So you take 2 yang. That will put you in temporary imbalance, so be careful of botching any rolls involving chi use.
Okay.
But that does give you a little bit extra in case you feel like doing anything else that would require using it. He entertains you for, like I said, probably about a half hour. It'd be about as much as your funds will allow you for mad money.
Yeah,
And
I expect it.
scurries away from you afterwards, back to his corner, and you're invigorated, full of life.
He
Yeah.
So, being that he just lost his virginity to a prostitute, he feels like Superman. So, he is going directly to basically where he was going before, probably a fight club.
Okay. Make a manipulation. No, charisma streetwise roll. This one will be difficulty 6. See if you can make yourself out to be the kind of person that they would let into such an establishment, and don't scream narc.
Okay. Charisma streetwise. Okay.
Yeah. Just standard difficulty.
Can I spend a point of willpower, sir?
You can.
Not something I want to botch. Looks like 2 successes.
All right. So yeah, you're probably coming across like some cocky kid that they're definitely going to let in because they want to see somebody take you down a peg, but they do let you in to the establishment. They lead you down a stairway. It is like an old storeroom. There's even actually still some boxes piled off to the sides. A group of individuals down there kind of in the circle. You can see there's a couple of guys that are already fighting. You see in people, different walks of life. There is kind of like comfortable looking benches higher up off the ground that guys in business suits are sitting at, looking down below. The people closer to the ring seem more like the guys that are actually going to be doing the fighting. However, both groups of individuals, you can see bets being passed off. So you can see like bets, money going by. Overhearing it sounds like not just bets on who's going to win the fight, but who's going to hit the next blow. Basically, they're betting small amounts of money, but they're betting on pretty much anything that they can try to predict in the fight.
Okay. Is there an entrance fee, and is there prize money if I win?
Asking around, you find out entrance fee is actually, they're just charging 100 yen for those that are stepping in. Prize money is you are expected to bet on yourself. So whatever you're paying to be allowed to fight is one thing. What you're going to win is basically how much you're willing to wager on your ability to win.
So with $1 resources, and I just had Nookie and over. So how much would you say?
I would say let's make another resource roll.
Okay.
Let's check in. Okay, you don't have anything in finances, so don't botch this one. Okay. You will be able to. I really need to get a chart to give me handy yen amounts, but you're actually able to sort out a sizable enough bet that you'll be able to reclaim what you've already spent this evening. Should you win the fight, of course. You don't have that much ready cash on yourself, but one of the guys that's kind of a go-between for the guys in suits is more than willing to take an email deposit. So you're able to get some funds transferred to be able to put some money down on yourself. Being a new guy, but you're young and you are kind of wiry looking, so you don't have that many odds against you, but not a lot of odds. It's not gonna give you a lot here in the fight unless you manage to really pull off something grand. And considering that you can't put on bets specifically unless you want to get really fancy and like make a bet with somebody that, hey, I'll drop him in 3 moves or anything specific like that you want to try. Otherwise, you're basically just going to win more or less whether or not the outcome of the whole match.
All right. I'm all for theatrics, and this is the first time I'm in this. So Ryousuke puts out his arms in a grand display and starts hitting himself in the chest, and he says, "Give me your best, and I'll be able to knock them down in 2 turns."
In two moves,
2 moves.
2 moves, two moves or 2 turns. Because if you're
2 turns
doing
is the equivalent of 6 minutes, so yeah, in 6 minutes.
Yeah, in 6 minutes. Okay.
6
no,
minutes.
And I was just because I'm like, so 2 moves could be like activating Black Wind and hitting him twice, like in one action, basically, and drop him instantly, or 2 turns, as in, yeah, like you said, 6 minutes. So okay. All right. Well, there's a lot of discussion, and people are definitely willing to take that. I hope you manage to win their best, so they're getting a guy sorted out. There's still the fight that's going on, but they're talking around, and they will get the guy.
Tell you what, I'm a street punk, and hell, give me 1 round. I'm feeling lazy today.
All right. Well, if you pull this off, you will do good with funds. If you don't pull this off, you will be owing some people some money. All right. Let me just. Okay. So yeah, they get their guys together, and yeah, he's more than willing to square off against you. He's a pretty beefy guy. He is not afraid of, or he doesn't look afraid. He's got some pretty good scars on him. So I'm just.
Oh God, I'm insane. I'm just shooting my mouth off. It's great.
Okay. And you could do a perception brawl or perception martial arts roll, difficulty 7. Just from his mannerisms as he's getting himself ready and jeering on the crowd to call him out.
Goodness. Yeah, no successes.
Oh, okay. So you don't get any insights at all on on
Nope.
his skill level there.
It's whatever.
All right. Yeah, it is what it is, right?
Yeah, it says what it is.
And
He shot off his mouth.
okay, and so let's roll some initiative here.
Okay.
D10 plus your wits and your dexterity.
Okay. Yeah, you're going first.
Okay.
So that's 3, 6, 7, 8. Okay.
So before the fight, is there anything that you're choosing to do to give yourself a bit of an edge, or are you going to wait to see how you can beat him on even terms?
Would he fight that? Let me look at this guy. Um, he's cocky, so no, he would go all out. So like, he will go to win. So never played this game before. I just know
No
vampire.
problem. So Blood Shentai allows you to do a buff for, I believe it is strength, but I will double check here.
Mhm.
And you've already this scene made your Poe roll, so you have access to Demon Chi. So you have 2 points of Demon Chi you can still spend to utilize Black Wind for extra actions. Basically, Black Wind dots you can treat as either potence or celerity, your choice.
Okay. All right.
And yes, Blood Shintai, you can at 1 you can spend Chi to boost your strength by 1 point.
He will boost his strength.
Okay. And the first level of Blood Shintai lets you maneuver the blood in your body to be able to affect your ability to soak. However, it is obvious, so because your body either shrinks or swells up from the blood displacement. So I leave that up to you on whether or not you want to do that.
Probably not that one since it's a little
Okay.
obvious. So black one is a little less obvious.
Black Wind is a little less obvious, yes. So should you choose to do that. But you at least got 1 point pumped into your strength. So you pack a little bit more of a punch. And he will lunge in with just a straight out punch.
Okay.
And it doesn't sound like you're doing anything to try to dodge or parry or block or...
Acrobatic dodge?
You can, yes. Unless you're using extra actions, that'll be your action. But you can make a dodge. Dex and acrobatics.
It says Dex dodge.
Yeah, so it's acrobatics. V20 got rid of the dodge skill.
Okay, so it's acrobatics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or sorry, athletics or acrobatics, depending upon which one you've got. So for you, it wouldn't matter. It'd be the same for you.
Yeah. So dexterity, acrobatics.
Yeah.
What would the difficulty be?
Da, 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 da. Ooh. Oh well, you can actually. It's difficulty 6, and yeah, acrobatic dodge. You get to dodge 3 attacks around. So.
Mm-hmm.
But that uses up your entire round if you're using acrobatic dodge. But if it's just a straight dodge, then you can still use Black Wind to get you extra actions.
Okay, so he is going to, yeah, he's going to use Black Wind. It's going to be a regular dodge.
Okay, All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Okay.
You got him.
Yeah, I got just barely though. You almost managed to dodge, but as you like move your head and his fist slides beside your head, he kind of catches you with the cuff as he pulls his arm to the side.
Yeah.
You can roll your stamina to soak.
Stamina. Nope. Looks like I take a point of lethal.
Let me just.
Or bashing.
No, it'd be one point of bashing. So you're activating Black Wind for your extra action.
Yep.
You need to roll 2 rolls. First, I would like you to roll your Hun, difficulty 6. And
okay. My Hun is, I believe, is 3.
Yeah. Okay. So this round, you managed to keep in control. Your Poe doesn't take over. Now you can roll your Yin, which I think is for you is also 3 dice.
Yep.
And this will be difficulty 6. And this is to see if you enter frenzy.
No, I do not.
Okay. So yes. Hey, first round of using Black Wind, you managed to keep control on both counts. And you can take your action.
Oh wow. Okay. Oh wow, he has overconfidence. Sweet. So this is totally a character. Great. I am going to do a mantis strike.
Nice. Getting fancy with this guy.
Yes. And it is difficulty 7, but I have a ability aptitude in martial arts, so it's difficulty 5. And I believe it's strength plus
Strength plus 1.
Strength plus 1.
It's lethal damage though against mortals, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's definitely gonna knock this guy the fuck out.
He will definitely feel this.
So this is Dex martial arts, I'm assuming?
Yes, it is.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Three successes, so 2 extra dice. Strength plus 3 lethal damage. Fuck, you might kill this guy in 1 hit.
So strength plus 3.
Fuck, 8 dice.
What the fuck?
And he can't even soak it.
It's not a good one.
Okay.
He lives.
But that's still brutal.
Yeah.
That's
Ow.
1, 2, 3 lethal.
3 lethal. Yeah. 2 lethal, sorry.
2 lethal. Oh,
2
yeah,
lethal.
sorry. There's more than 1.
Yeah.
So two lethal, though, is definitely enough that's going to give him notice. He will
Or if it's
Yeah.
potent, then no, it's celerity. So yeah,
Yeah, you chose its celerity that round, so
celerity.
it's only when you get multiple levels that you can start doing like both at the same
Crazy
time.
shit.
Yeah. Alrighty, so he will try to slam you again because that's what else is he gonna do? He
Mhm.
only has one success to try to hit you.
Okay, so regular dodge if I can.
You can dodge, yeah. You can roll a dodge.
So that's just that's athletics. So that's 6 dice for me. Yes. Excuse me. Oh, whew. Deal with it.
He's stunned and he just like lumbers right past you. Are you getting an extra action to retaliate this round?
I don't
You got
actually.
one more use of it.
So yeah, celerity. Yeah, he's gonna zoop zoop poof.
Okay. Make your make your hun roll and
Oh, you
then
have
your
to do
yin
that each
roll.
time. That's
Yes.
incredible. That's great.
Yes.
You could literally lose yourself. That's awesome.
You might. Let's see.
One, two, three. Yeah. Nope.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Um you actually black out. You have no idea what happens after this point. Your hun botched and your Po got 2 successes. Your warrior self takes over and your higher soul has no idea what he does in the meantime.
Okay. Sweet.
So, that act that actually would end the scene. We will we will continue. I will put a cliffhanger at least. I'll put a cliffhanger here for you. You will wake
Mic
up
out.
the next night in the care of this gentleman who I actually had in the crowd to conveniently meet with you. That's as you were at his club. So when you awaken the next day with the worst possible hangover you can imagine,
Mm-hmm.
your clothes are soaked in blood, dried and sticky. Um, this guy's in like some slummy apartment,
Mm-hmm.
and you can actually hear faint sirens in the distance and everything. But he is standing there watching you. He's already awake
Mm-hmm.
prior to you waking, and it is evident from the way he's looking down at you that you are dealing with another Gaki. And I will leave that cliffhanger here with this scene.
Yeah.
So thank you, viewers, for watching, and sayonara.
Sayonara.